I want you to question me. Don't trust everything I say. Rather see how it applies to your life. See if the principles work, if they don't work, or if they can work. Now that that is clear, let's get on to the principles. Do you want more friends? Do you want to learn how to effectively talk to people? If you struggle with communicating or handling people, you must learn these 3 fundamental principles. These 3 principles can potentially skyrocket your social life. We all have that one friend who just complains about how hard his or her life is. Now, they can be a great person, but this one trait can greatly devalue them. Let's put this into another perspective. You're playing a sport. This can be any sport. It can be soccer, basketball, or even video games. Now let's say you make a mistake in one of these sports. It was a clear mistake and you know it. And you feel terrible for it. Your morale's at a low and the last thing you need is someone to criticize you for your mistakes. But then you hear a voice. It sounds like little Jeffrey criticizing you for your mistakes. This is the first principle. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. This can be used anywhere, from business, politics, work, or even relationships. See, as a society, we are all too caught up in our crazy fast world that when someone becomes mad at us, we get annoyed, irritated, and mad that person got mad at us. Now, this can lead to us criticizing, condemning, or complaining. But if we just take a step back and view the situation from the other person's perspective, we can diffuse the situation in an effective manner. It is this lack of holistic thinking that causes terrible arguments that eventually end up nowhere, whether you are right or wrong. When you threaten another person by criticizing or condemning, you make the other person become defensive about their own beliefs. This, as a result, makes them block their ears and throw anything in the world at you, just to defend their perspective. A more effective and efficient way is to give honest and sincere appreciation. That is the second rule. See, if you try to figure out the other person's point of view and their perspective, and give honest and sincere appreciation for it, they will be shocked. Their defenses will be lowered and they will listen and be eager for what you have to say next. But remember to have this rule in your mind. Be cheerful in your approval and lavish in your praise. It is this rule that separates honest and sincere appreciation from cheap flattery. I'm sure we're all guilty of going against these principles. That's fine. Don't stress about it. I just want to emphasize how important this last principle is. As Dale Carnegie put it, an author of a timeless bestseller, he who can do this has the world to himself. He who cannot walks a lonely way. Let's say you go fishing. You want to attract the fish and catch them, as does every other fisherman. What do you put on the bait? Do you put on your favorite meal, or your favorite dessert or snack? Or do you put on a nice big juicy worm? Why not use this same common sense when communicating with people? See, humans at their core desire 6 key things: food, water, sleep, money and the things it'll buy, sexual gratification, and a feeling of importance. These are all urges, desires, and itches that naturally need to be scratched. Most of these itches can be scratched by ourselves, but there's that one itch that we can't quite reach. A feeling of importance. No matter how stoic or how disregarding of validation we may be, it is in our human nature to be accepted by others, whether this be our parents, siblings, friends, or even strangers. Now don't get me wrong, trusting yourself and not seeking validation from others is a crucial part of our self-improvement. But we can't help but feel a spark of joy when someone appreciates our hard efforts in the gym and compliments us on our body. It is this validation and approval which gives us a sense of importance. I mean, how will we know if we're attractive if nobody tells us we're attractive? How will we know if we have a good physique if nobody tells us we have a good physique? How will we know we're important if nobody tells us that we're important? If you want to make more friends and influence more people, you must arouse in the other person an ego want. The most versatile and common one being the feeling of importance. Now remember principle 2. You must give honest and sincere appreciation, not shitty compliments. Though too much of this appreciation and praise can ultimately lead to your detriment. Remember that too much of something important and valuable ultimately decreases its importance and value. All 3 of these principles, once put together, can improve your social life by at least 10 times. And these are just the fundamentals. There are many, many, many more principles that can improve your business and social life. Let me know if you want them.